seed dispersal answer time. So you did your hypotheses on your lab sheets yesterday. There's me with some of my notes, and you should have done your hypotheses as to how you think these seeds move, how they get their space away from the parent plant in order to become their own organism somewhere else. Well, today's the day that you're going to put in the actual. You don't have to change your hypothesis. Your hypothesis can stay the same. After we learn about what these seeds and how they move, how they disperse, you'll write in the answer for their actual, and you're going to submit this to me later on. But not before you give me 3 examples of your own. You're going to stick in 3 pictures of a plant and seed. You're going to name what that plant is, and then you're going to explain the interesting way that you found that that plant or seed is dispersed and moves away from its parent plant. So look for some unique plants or something that you're a plant that you're interested in. Let's get into our first seed, which was the maple seed. Our maple seeds, sometimes known as helicopters, that's how I grew up calling them, move. They are a wind dispersed type of seed. This blade acts like a rotor. This weight here gives it the weight to fall and causing this blade to spin around.
My lab partner has maple seeds with her right now, and what she's gonna do is she's gonna drop them from up there, and then I will get a slow motion capture of it and see if we can notice the movement. Go ahead, Miss Sturgis.
And these things can travel. So what did I research? I think it's up to like 150. They can go up to 100, 150 yards away. That's a football field and a half away from the tree, and they have to because maple trees are very big trees, and they need a lot of water, nutrients. And if one of these lands underneath a maple, then this seed doesn't really stand much of a chance compared to its parent plant. Our second type of seed was vetch. Vetch was this one. It was the one that was kind of curled up. I did a little bit of an experiment with vetch to see if I could make it uncurl. So here's what I did. I placed one of those vetch pods in water, and what did it do? It opened completely up. And you can see all the little pods that were holding seeds. It unwinds, it releases those pods. Now, those seeds are extremely small, and they are extremely light, and they roll around. So those are 3 different ways. This has a mechanical way of opening. It untwists. So the actual it's a mechanical method of seed dispersal. But then once it opens up, those seeds fall to the ground. Why did this open up? There's another point. This opened up because of water. Well, the water that's going to happen for these to open up out in the wild will be rain. And when that rain is coming down, opens these pods up, these little seeds hit the ground. They can roll, but most likely they might float on the water that is on the ground to move them to where they're going. So there's lots of different things going on with vetch. This one should be no secret. Milkweed. Milkweed wants to, there it goes right there. All he did was open it up, and it wants to go floating away. So this was a wind dispersing seed. These can be found up to 400 miles away from where that pod releases them. So this is a very light type of seed disbursement that gets these seeds a long, long ways away from the parent plant. Next is our basswood, our American Lindell type of tree. These grow nice and tall, about 80 feet. I did a little, I mentioned that it looks like something that Leonardo da Vinci could have drawn way back in the 1600s. And the reason I said that was to kind of give you a clue. Leonardo da Vinci drew a lot of flying machines. That's what this thing does. This top part, this leafy part, acts almost like a glider, and it will get this away from the larger tree. Remember, I said they're about 80 feet, so that's going to use up a lot of the nutrients and water in the area. These little seeds, once they hit the ground, and my daughter will do a nice job of displaying what happens when these things hit the ground.
So my lab partner is helping me out here. She is going to drop the basswood seed, and we are going to watch it hit the ground, and then I'll do one in slow motion. So go ahead, Mrs. Sturgis, Ms. Sturgis. All right. Ooh, I saw one pop off. One flying right there. And there's the basswood seed.
These could end up hitting the ground, popping off, and rolling to get away from that parent plant. So our method of seed dispersal for this one is through the wind. All right, the cocklebur plant, the little burrs that are on there. Some of you, I'm sure you've walked through the woods. They get attached to your socks, your clothing. In this case, I'll attach them to my daughter. Burr seeds, target. End of story. That's how they disperse themselves. Yeah, animals, this is a great way for animals to disperse seeds. These get caught in their fur, and they can go traveling up to wherever that animal roams. So animal seed disbursement for these ones. And finally, we're back with our smallest seed that we have is the sedge. Here's a picture of it that I took in the microscope or the stereoscope yesterday. Okay, that is so very small. These end up getting dispersed through water. The method of disbursement for these ones is water. The plant releases them when a rain comes down. The water, they are very light, so the water underneath the soil can pick them up and can carry them. It has two different ends. It's got that bulbous end, and then it's got that little sharp end. That little sharp end can catch the edge of something, can catch a little bit of the soil, and kind of plant itself in there, and then it can grow into its own organism from there. All right, so those are all the different ways that these 6 plants disperse their seeds. Your job right now is to find 3 more examples on your own. Look up seed dispersal. The Google machine is really good at finding answers for things. Look it up, find 3 unique ways of seed dispersal, and then get a picture in there, name that plant, and explain how it disperses its seeds. When you're all done, you're now going to submit this lab to what's known as the Seed Dispersal Lab. And that's that. Seed dispersal.